Hi, good morning, guys. Yesterday we have discussed about the hierarchy of collection framework. So the hierarchy, we have seen that collection is the super interface for all interfaces like list, set, and map. And the implementation classes for the list is array list, linked list, and vector. And same for set interfaces. Set interface is the sub interface of collection interface, and the implementation classes of set interfaces has set, linked has set, and tree set and tree set. For the same for map. So map is a sub interface of collection interface, and it has the more methods. It has been inherited. So this guy has inherited all of the methods from the collection interface. Apart from that super methods, super interface methods, there are some more additional methods, some other specification methods. And implementation classes for this map interface is that hash map, linked hash map, tree map, and hash table. So you guys need to tell like that. List, set, map interfaces are the sub interfaces of the collection interface, and the collection interface specification is that it has all of the unimplemented methods. Apart from that, they have some more unimplemented methods for each specification method, for each of the specific interfaces. Let's see what is that specification of a collection interface and what are all the methods are available in collection interface. See, this is a collection interface which is there in the java.util package. Java.util package. Give me 1 minute. Sorry guys, I'm back. So collection interface. The collection interface is the super interface that we have seen it. Let's see what are all the methods. We know that this is an interface, and what are all that methods are available. Remember that interviewer may ask, is collection is an interface or class? Collection, there are collection is there, collections also there. Don't forget. Okay, collection, it's an interface. It is an interface. And what is the specification? What is the specification of collection interface? What is the specification? This collection interface is a, all collections are there under java.util package. And what is the main specification? See, this is an interface. All methods are there inside the collection interface. These unimplemented methods only. Size, empty, contains method, which it contains. I will tell you more. Okay, contains method, iterator method, to array method, and to array method which takes the array. See, method parameters are different. Add method, remove method, remove all, contains all method, which is taking collection object, add all, remove all, remove. This is Java 8 feature. This is Java 8 1.8 feature. Okay. Remove if they are using predicate, and retain all. These are the most clear, more common objects. So these are the methods. Like, why I'm saying these many methods? These many methods we can perform on list, set, or map. Whatever the list of object, like you cannot perform all these operations in an array. Yesterday we have seen the differences. We can perform only length. Length is an attribute in arrays. There is no method in array. There is no method in array. If you take array, what you will do? You will add it and you will read it. You cannot modify. You cannot modify. You can add it. You can assign the value. You can read the values from the array. You can assigning the value. How we have assigned? By using something like a of 0 is some value, a of 1 some value. So we have assigned, or we can read it. For reading this one, we will do this. For assigning this, a of 0 assign some 10, a of 1 assign some 20. We can do like such operations. We can do like such operations, but you cannot do something like any other methods, like add method, remove method, delete method. Sorry, remove all, add all. I have one array. I wanted to add complete this all of elements this array into another array. Take this one and put here to till. That we don't have. That facility we don't have in arrays. That is the one. Collections are coming into the picture to perform whatever the operations. This is the main basic specification. Specification means what? Collection is used to perform such kind of operations. Let's make a note of it. What is the specification? It is a base interface for all collection classes. For all collection classes. Something. Oh, shit. Can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
something.
sir.
Okay. Something. Dinesh, are you able to hear me? I can see your message. Try to reconnect it. I think everyone is able to hear. Now also you can hear me, right? This time try to reconnect, Dinesh. Okay. Now let's move to the specification. What is the specification of collection? What is the specification of collection interface? The only one interface. You can say that yes. Make sure that these are the very, very important. This is the base interface of all collection. Yes. Okay. This is the base interface of all collection classes. Why? This is the collection interface, and this is another interface. An interface can extend another interface. An interface can extend another interface. So whatever the unimplemented methods, whatever the newly added methods, whatever the unimplemented methods here, and whatever the newly added unimplemented methods here will be used by these collection class. So ultimately, these are all the classes. These are all the classes. These are all the classes are using these all the classes are using list specification methods as well as the collection specification methods. These collection specification methods are common to all of the your your collection classes. Make sure that whatever methods are there, those methods are common to all collection classes. All collection classes. Whatever methods are there inside the list, common to these many collection classes only. Imagine a hierarchy and think that whatever the newly added unimplemented methods inside the list can be used these collection classes only. Whatever the newly added methods are there, those methods can be used within these collection classes only. Cannot use this collection class and cannot use these collection classes. Similarly for map also, whatever the methods are there inside the map interface, again unimplemented methods only. Map also interface unimplemented methods. Those methods are specific to map implemented classes. Map implemented classes, but not can be available inside the set and cannot be available inside list. Okay. Now let's see what are all the common methods which are available to all collection classes. All collection classes. See that method in our if any class is a concrete class, I mean if I create any class like a person class is eligible to create an object, means whatever the unimplemented methods which are implementing from the interface, I should implement all the methods inside my class. Then only I can create an object. Then only I can create an object. So concrete classes only we can create an object. Imagine. All right. So person class I have taken, but I'm using implements some human interface. So in human interface, I have eat method and I have talk method, not implemented. Person implements human. I have to implement eat method and the talk method which are inheriting from human interface. Otherwise, my person class will become an abstract class. Will become an abstract class. I cannot create an object. So I have to implement it. Then only I can create an object for the person class. The same concept is applied here. Same concept is applied here. That's the reason we have discussed it. Abstract classes and interface earlier before moving to this topic. Same. This guy is an interface. This guy is an interface. Interface is extended another interface. This guy is having around 10 to 12 methods, and this guy is having additional 4 to 5 methods. So overall 15 to 16 methods have been implemented by these classes. 15 to 16 methods have been implemented by these classes. Then only my class is I can create an object for array list class. I can create an object for linked list class. I can create an object for vector classes. Vector classes. That is the main concept. Okay, let's move to the specification. Yes, this is the root interface of collection, is the root interface or base interface of all collection classes. All collection classes. If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, we should go for collection. Mean single entity. If you want, like I wanted to, entity is nothing but a group of elements. Imagine what is entity. Entity means a group of elements. You can say that a group of elements. Database table. We used to, when we come to Hibernate, people used to call create employee entity. What is employee entity? We know like newly joined guy and newly like any of the person new into the technology. So create one entity class. What is entity class? I don't know. But okay, that guy might be aware. Okay, entity class. Okay, if you are storing any data into the database, then that is an entity. Employee at the rate entity he is mentioning. What does it mean actually? Entity is nothing but a group of. So if I create a class with entity, remember, this is general term, but people don't know. If I create a class, employee class, I have given entity. I given name as an entity for that class. Employee entity, I can say. Means in the backend, there is a table with the employee. If the table is employee table, select a star from employee. What you will get it? Select a star from employee. What you will get it? A group of employee objects. Right? That is a group of employee objects. That's why employee table, which is mapped in Java class, we used to call it as an entity. Because the entity class is holding the group of employee objects. Each row is representing as a one employee object. That's the reason. If you want to represent a group of elements, element means each row. The terminologies, if you don't understand, please raise your hand and ask me what is entity and what is element. If you don't understand, this is a real-time terminology. People don't know something like some people are not aware. But if you don't understand, ask me, I will explain you in detail. Okay. So here what I'm saying, if you want to store a group of elements into an entity is nothing but a group of elements. If you want to represent an entity, a list of elements, if you want to store something like a list, set, and a map, you can use it. So collections, we can use it. Collections can be used if you want to represent like a database entities, something. Okay, collections can be used if you want to represent a group of individual objects into a one entity. This is one entity. It is having all of the goats. This is goats, group of goats. Elephant, elephants. So all elephants are moving into under this roof. Something tigers. All tigers are moving into under one roof. So If we want to store a group of elements, if we want to store a group of elements into a single entity, this is, we can call it as a entity. If we want to store, if we want to represent a group of individual elements, individual objects as a single entity, individual object as a single entity, is called collection. Is called collection. Make a note of it. You can write it whatever you are understanding, your understandable language. If you want to represent or store a group of individual objects into objects as a single entity, what happened? Single entity, then we should go for collections. We should go for collections. Clear? What is collection? Interviewer may ask, what is collection? Suppose, boss, you want to group the specific people into the one section, like how the branches are created. IT branch should move here, CSC branch should move here, ECE branch should move there, EEE branch should move there. So all that groups can be called it as a section. A section, B section. So what we are doing, we are clubbing one set of people, group members into one entity. This, like ECE branch is having A section and B section. So 1 to 50 rows, 50 number is one section, that is A section. So that is one entity, a group of students. A group of students, one entity. So that entity name is A section. Name is whatever you can specify that. That is a name. Then we should go for collections. If you go with entity, if you go with array, we have seen that array. That is also group of elements only, but the specification we have seen it. What is the specification we have seen? Arrays can store only what? Arrays can store only one type of element. Okay, boss. In my class, only students only will join. Animals won't join. Something, birds won't join in my section, in my class. That is okay. But what about size, performance, iterable, add operation? I want to perform some operations against on that object. I want to perform some operation against on that object. Through arrays, you can add it, you can get it. That's it. You cannot perform any operation on that. You cannot perform any operation in that. Student arrays also you can join it. Yes, just okay. 20 people. No, this is just limited only for 10 people. They will come and they will go. What is attendance? Attendance only. They will not write any exams. They will not wait for results. They will not do any. You cannot perform any operations if it is arrays. But when you get the results, you will get very fastly. You will get very fast results. Okay. That's how the collections came into the picture. Third point. It has most common methods. It has defined most common methods which we are performing performing all collection classes. All collection classes. What are all the collection classes? Again, I'm repeating: array list, linked list, vector, hash set, linked hash set, tree set, hash map, linked hash maps, tree map, and hash table. All these classes. So it has defined most common methods which we are performing all collection classes, performing operations which we are performing operations to all collection classes. Let's see what are all that operations. What are all such operations? What are all such operations? Okay, I'm going to, let's say this is I'm going to let's take this is one bullet point because I want to specify again 3 1 3 2. It will take main important. Let's see what are all the common methods. I will not do anything. I will do only. I will create one. Let's assume I have created one class, that is let's say if I go and create one class, something like list class, list equal to, through implementation we can point to implementation, we can point to implementation class, right, through interface. So what I will do, what I have the classes here, array list class, AL list class, right? So let me use that one only. Let me use that one only. Array list AL equal to, I can create a class, new array list. So the first operation, I have created one empty array list object. Empty array list object. Empty array list object. So I want to add an elements. I want to add an elements. I have created one array list object or linked list object, anything. I created one array list object into my memory. This is my heap memory. I just created one array list object. Now I want to add the elements. I want to add the elements. Elements means objects. Elements means objects that we have discussed yesterday. Everything should be object only. It allows only objects. Even though if you add the primitive data types, byte short into long float double, is to convert into derived data type, that is object. Will create object. Primitive to, remember always, it used to, if you try to add a primitive data type, then it will be converted into the derived data type and will get stored here. Will get stored here as an object. So now this is an entity. Now this is an entity. This is an entity. Now see, array list is I have added the element list.add of 10, 20, 30. I have added. So how I'm going to add? By using add method. By using add method. Number one. What are all the methods available? You can say common methods. Common methods. Common methods. That is add method. Add method. Which used to take, I told you. Which used to take, I told you. Everything should be converted into the object. Everything should be converted into the object. When I try to add array list dot add method, array list dot add method of 10, if I pass primitive, primitive data type, then what happened? This primitive data type, what is this? Integer. Then this is converted into integer object. This is wrapper class. Day before yesterday we have discussed. Convert, automatic conversion. Automatic conversion done by your framework. Automatic conversion done by your framework. So what happened now? That, see what we are doing? Array list dot add of, it used to take object. It used to take object. It used to take object. Add method. It returns the return type is Boolean. Return type is Boolean. Return type is Boolean. Return type is Boolean. Why I'm saying Boolean? It used to, if the element is added, it used to return true. It used to return true. If the element is not added, then it returns false. That's what Boolean method. Boolean. It used to return type is Boolean. Return type is Boolean. If the element is added successfully, then it returns true. If it is not added, it returns false. Array list dot add, it returns to me true. If you want, let's take an example and parallelly we'll check that and we'll see the basic operations I will perform. I have taken one just class, array list class, and we'll do one operations. That's it. So let me create one package on a class collection example. Collection example and the package of something like a COLL under collections. Oh shit. Let me create a main method. So I would like to add this guy only. I would like to add this guy. I'm creating a collection class. Let's perform this method. Let's perform add method. Add method. I told you it will return. What is this package? I have to import util package, java.util package. Java.util package array list class. Now, E for nothing but a element. I will tell you that is generics and all. Let's see. Now, let me add some element. System.out.println of. It is returning a add method. See, add method Boolean. The return type is Boolean. Add the element as an object. Object E. Object element. Let me add 10. Is it 10 is object? 10 is not an object. But what happened? This primitive data type is converting. Like let's say int I equal to 10. Int I equal to 10. If I pass I is not an object, then how it is adding that? How it is? This is primitive data type. How it is adding me? It used to convert into object. Integer I1 equal to new integer of I. New integer of I. Now I1 is an object. I1 is an object. I1 is an object. So internally, what it is doing, it used to convert primitive data types to derived data type. If I pass 10, it used to convert into object. It used to convert into object means new integer of 10. New integer of 10. That's what if interviewer asks, you told me that it used to take the object, then if I pass 10, how that is taking? Concentrate on topic. If boss, you only told me, add method is to take the object. Added method take to object and returns is boolean. But I'm adding primitive. I'm adding 10. 10 is what? Integer. I is what? Integer what? What data type? Primitive data type. It's not an object. It is a primitive data type. I'm passing this I. Then how it is working? How it is working? So in the back end, auto conversion, auto winding. We have discussed this topic, auto winding. Auto winding. Auto winding is used to convert from primitive data type to derived data type. Primitive data type to derived data type. That is called auto winding. Boss, Java, this is happening from Java 5 onwards only. After collections came into the picture. Auto winding is there, boss, Java 5. So it is to convert your primitive data types to derived data type if you are using collections. If you are using collections. Now I'm using collection only. This is my collection. ArrayList is a collection. ArrayList dot add a method. Now system.out.println. Let me print whether that element is printed or not. ArrayList equal to this. Before adding a ArrayList, after performing operation. After performing operation. What operation I'm performing? Performing add operation. Here. Performing add operation. Right. This is an add operation only, right? With the help of add method, which is inherited from collection interface. Which is inherited from collection interface. Let me run this guy. See, before I just declared ArrayList AL equal to new ArrayList, but I have not specified anywhere in the size. What is the size? I have not specified. I'm trying to adding an element. Add operation. I have added. See, ArrayList.